Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. Today's video is the first video in our newly rebranded Beginner to Winner series. This series documents my journey of putting down the controller and turning off all assists, and then trying to achieve my ultimate goal of becoming an A+ ranked driver. All of the details how you can track my progress via Kudos Prime is in the description below, so make sure you go and check that out to keep tabs on how I'm getting on. To all the regular viewers of the channel, welcome back. If you're new and this is your first video, hello and welcome. We cover all sorts of GT Sport related content here, so if this is a bit of you, please consider subscribing. So, let's get into it. This is the first of two races we're going to cover today around Dragon Trail Gardens. They're both 5-lap sprint races in the Group 4 category. I've chosen the Viper, mainly because all the fastest laps were done in that. I'll be touching that today, and the goal today is just generally to feel out where we are and try and remain as competitive as possible. See if we can hang on to the back of these guys, because as the title of the series says, I feel like a beginner. This is a completely new game to me now. I know the track layouts, but with the wheel and no assists and manual, it's completely different. So I'm just going to see how I can get on. It hasn't been an awful first sector. We've remained clean at least. That's probably because we're behind everybody else, and there's a group of 3 guys up in front that I'm going to try and hang on with. There's a Cayman there, Porsche Cayman, a Ferrari and an Aston. So the first thing I've noticed is it's difficult to try and be patient when putting on the power. And also, when I'm putting on the power, I'm finding I'm hitting the top of the rev band because I'm concentrating too much on making sure that I'm not sliding about and losing it, which is my number one concern, rather than changing gear. So that's the first thing that I've noticed going to this wheel and manual setup. But I'm sure it's something that we're going to get used to and will become natural, and I'll have to hear just from the engine note when it is to change up or change down, because at the moment I'm finding myself looking down towards the actual gearings and the rev counter, which is not ideal, not what we want to be doing. So coming out the final corner here, it looks like we're going to be able to try and make a move on our first person here. Spongy, the fellow Brit. The radar is on here, which has got so much more value now that I'm not in chase cam. Chase cam has the benefit of being able to see everything around you, but it doesn't, for me, give the pinpoint as the Dodge Viper up in front there as a bit of a moment. It doesn't give the pinpoint accuracy to get in to the apex, which I think as I get better I'm going to need. So we're going to get a run again, a little slide on McSpongy here. Let's tuck into the slipstream, see which way he's going to go. He's going to go defensive, well I thought he was, so I'm going to try and like brake him, and I'm just going to outbrake myself so much and hit that dodge, hit him, send him into the barrier. So I rightly get a penalty. Unfortunately he gets a penalty, which I'm sorry for, and we've just dropped down to the back of the pack here. Let's get rid of these penalties, as they're just going to get bigger and bigger. Get rid of them completely, and let's see what we can salvage out of this race now. So you join us on lap 3 of 5, now 1 lap later, down into the big braking zone, bouncing off the rev limiter, so I'm going to have to work out how not to do that and stop changing too early on the way down. We've lost another couple of seconds to the guy in 13th here, but the positive is that I haven't spun out. I'm still getting used to these gears, I'm still getting used to the lack of assists or anything like that, and it looks like we're going to make up a place as McSpongy there serves his penalty, gets rid of that. And we're up into 13th now. I don't know how long for, but we're up into 13th. Oof, I never thought I'd celebrate that, but we are. So you join us coming down the start-finish straight to start lap 4, and the guy in 14th in the Aston wants his place back. Coming down through the sweeping first corner, I'm just going to go too fast, miss the apex, find myself on the grass, and round I go. Oof,
So that is the end of that one. I think that's a new thing for me as well, having to shunt myself down the gears, find reverse, and also try and get up to speed without wheel spinning too much or losing further time. So we're 10 seconds now off the guy in 13th. We've got 2 laps remaining. With the best wheel in the world, unless he makes a horrendous mistake, I don't think we're going to get 13th. So I'm going to spend a bit of time now telling you why I'm doing this and why I've chosen to document it on the channel. So I've chosen to do this because I want to be the best racer that I can be, and by this I mean changing to the wheel, getting rid of the assist, going to manual, etc, etc. Going to that I think will give me the best chance of being the best racer I can be, and the wheel just gives me a higher ceiling. At the moment with the dual shock, I think I got about as far as I could go, and the wheel has a number of advantages. So the first one is gradual input with the wheel over the controller. I don't find the DualShock 4 particularly ergonomically friendly. An example of this is I really struggle with the last corner at the Nürburgring GP circuit. I find myself hitting that tyre barrier that shields the racetrack from the pit lane too much, because I'm either fully turning right or a bit turning right. So having a gradual input with the wheel will be a massive advantage over the controller. Going to a manual box will ensure that I am in the right gear at the right time. So an example of this one is Suzuka. When I use it in Group 4 with the BMW, I find I'm just in 4th gear when I should be in 3rd, and with the automatic box there's obviously no way of changing that down, so I'm losing time there. And also with the manual box, it allows me to regulate my fuel usage, which for me at the moment I'm under prioritising, and I think is a massive part of the game and certainly key at the highest level. You see a lot of the best guys considering fuel the whole way around, and it's something I don't do at the moment, but I want to learn so when I get there it's not a shock. And finally, the view. The new view will allow me to pinpoint the entry point into corners, apexes, etc, etc, and it's actually going back to the view that I used to use before YouTube, but you guys wouldn't have ever seen that. You've only known the chase cam. So I'm actually going back and getting used to the first view that I ever had on GT Sport. The next part of it for me is the challenge. I absolutely love a challenge, and I challenge myself and push myself in everything that I do, whether it be my career, any sport I play, even down to this GT Sport that you may have noticed I am very competitive in everything that I do. I want to be the best that I can, and this transition to the wheel will give me the best chance to be the best that I can be. I also enjoy the journey. I could just show you the finished article. I could have done this completely away from the channel, but that wouldn't have been fun at all. There's plenty of other channels showing the best, but what channel shows you the journey and the struggle of actually getting there? I don't think any. It will also help others, showing my experience. People out there who may be recently changed to a wheel or thinking about changing to a wheel, if I can help them through my experience and give them a heads up of what to expect and give them the opportunity to get to where they want to be quicker, then I think that can only be a positive. And finally, I'm going to share it on the channel because I know you're all going to support me. Basically, you're going to bear with me through the tough times. I can't just show you all the wins because they might be few and far between now. So thank you in advance for your support, and we'll do this together. So on to the second race now. We came last in the first race, which is not ideal, but it's part of the journey, as we say. Let's see if we can do better in this one. So in between races I went away and did a bit of qualifying. I managed to put in a 1:39.4, which was 1.7 seconds ahead of my 1:41.1 that we did in the original race, but still 2.2 seconds off pole, so still a little way away, but we might be able to be competitive as we come onto San Diego here, down to the first corner. Let's see if we can turn in and get the apex right, as that's something I've learned from the race before, to make sure you get that apex right and not run wide. We managed to make it pass, so that's our first guy I think we've legitimately passed since using the wheel. Fantastic. Up into 12th, let's see if we can hang on to it. We've managed to get a decent exit out of the corner on the way down the hill, but he's sat in our slipstream only 2 tenths behind us. So I'm going to take the inside line here for the hairpin to be defensive. Brake a little bit earlier, otherwise I'm going to run wide to keep it nice and tight. But what that is going to give him is the inside run. He's still on the outside as we've got a left-hander coming up, but there's a right-hander ahead. So he's actually going to end up being on the inside here, and I'm going to end up losing the place. But that is a decent move from him, to be fair. But we are racing, ladies and gentlemen, which is fantastic. We're coming into the 4 right-handers here, so where we turn back on ourselves and come back under the bridge, down the back straight. Let's see if we can sit in his slipstream here. We've got a good run out. Sit in his slipstream. He's going to go defensive, or is he? I think I'm just going to go ultra aggressive and go right up the inside, pick our braking point, hope we get it right. I'm going to run wide, and he's going to come back up underneath us. But we are both going to run onto the grass there. I'm going to hit the wall. His off wasn't so catastrophic, and we both lose places to the German J there. So I'm back down into last, but we're not last by a mile. Is getting back up to 13th an option? Let's give it a go. So we're carrying a decent pace through turn 1. Going to show him the inside to give him something to think about as we come through turns 2, 3 and 4 here. Try and get a decent run down the back straight. Yeah, we haven't slid too much, so it looks like we're going to get a good run on him down the back straight here. So let's sit in his slipstream. It may not be enough, but we'll show him the inside anyway. We're going to pick our braking point so we don't run wide. He's going to brake real late and try to avoid it, but he's going to make contact with the other German in front. So Jay, and he's actually got a penalty. That is unfortunate for Jay. I don't think he did much wrong there. San Diego has managed to outbrake himself like I did in the previous race, so I'm not going to say it's a mistake he shouldn't have made, because I did it myself. And he's given the guy in front a penalty, but are we able to chuck it up the inside here? No, but he's run wide. We get a bit of a slide on, so I'm going to have to get out the throttle, and any chance of 13th in that move has been eroded. But as I say, we're racing, so I'm happy. We're not bottom feeding at the moment, just running around at the back of the pack. We're actually racing. So you join us going down the back straight to the braking zone, into the hairpin here, and the German's going to try the same move on his fellow German, and again contact. Oof, not good there at all. Once bitten, twice shy, my friend. You shouldn't be doing that twice. Mine was a mistake, and then you learn from it. His might just be a tactic. As we come through the technical bit here, I'm still struggling a little bit with the gears, but I'm getting used to it. I'm going to try and avoid hitting J-Ray myself as we come through these group of right-handers. Probably carry a little bit much speed through there, so I avoid the apex, but we're going to get a good run on him now. Sat right in the slipstream. Let's see if we can make a move. Moving to the inside here, pick out that braking point on the right hand side, which for me is that bit of orange on the edge of the Armco there. We go deep, but we're going to get a decent run out of the corner, and we've made the move stick. So we're now up into 13th. Coming across the line here to start lap 4. And you now join us on lap 5, but you'll notice that we're still with them. We've been travelling around with them for the next lap or so. So it's an improvement on the race before. Going through the technical section here, and I am just gonna get it a bit wrong, getting the power too early and lose it. Into the wall, put the power back on, and just spin. Not even spin. Well, I haven't spun yet. I'm just struggling to get back on the track, and now I spin. And that was the end of the race, unfortunately. And I come across the line to finish 14th, but definitely an improvement. So here we are collecting our second last place of the day, so it's hands, runners, hips, but I think we're progressing, which I think is the main thing.
And so guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you all appreciate that I'm showing you this and my struggles, and I hope you're going to join me on the rest of the journey. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.